Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Movies. This is the show where we give you details on latest movies directly from the cast and crew and get some honest reviews from the audiences themselves. This week's movie just dropped in theaters today with a bang, and I'm on cloud nine since I'm a fan myself. Today we have the lead actor and the director in the studio with us, but hold your horses. Before we get into that, as usual, we are gonna let you watch the trailer first in case you haven't. We got you. So today we have Fateh Jenkins, the director of Wonder Woman, and Gadot, Wonder Woman herself. So actually I'm so shaken up right now. I'm just like hiding it for the camera.
Doing really well.
Okay, so how are you guys today actually, since it's your big day today?
So we're doing just fine. We just landed in Indonesia last night, so we didn't really get the chance to sightsee around because it's been raining cats and dogs, so we didn't really get the chance to go out.
That's so true. It's been really consistent.
Yeah, we had a great time and a great day today.
Okay, so before I get into the formal questions, I actually have a question for Fateh. When did you actually change your hairstyle? Like, and also, how did you grow overnight? Do you have like any tips for us people?
Well, I'm quite shocked right now because I never thought that you noticed my hair. What do you think?
It's kind of obvious though.
But yeah, because
this
is actually this the latest hairstyle from my hairdresser. So it's like, I think it suits me well and it's trending over the world. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Next trendsetter.
How about the height? Like,
Oh, hi. Really? Because maybe it's because you are sitting right there, so you're getting that perspective. So I think why not you are changing your position so you can get a new view.
So producers, please change the chair.
Yeah.
Use the money from this episode to buy new chairs.
Okay. So now let's get formal. About the movie, how did you actually get the role in the first place? And also, Fateh, how did you get the chance to direct this movie?
So I'll start first then. So I did an audition, and I didn't know what I was auditioning for at the time. I was only given the lines. I didn't know what role I was playing, and everything was kept confidential. Anyways, and at that point, I wasn't really sure whether or not I should continue and pursue my acting career because it wasn't working out for me. I've been getting like rejection upon rejection, so it's like getting to me and my family as well. So, but I did the audition anyway. Why not? And I had to immediately fly back to Israel for work commitments. Then, fast forward, got a call from Zack Snyder, and he told me about a camera test for the role, which I still didn't know what it was about at the time. So after like 2 days, he called me and said, I don't know if you've had this character in Israel, or if she's like big or not, but have you heard of Wonder Woman? And I was like, what? So I have to act cool, right? So I was like, oh yeah, sure, let's do this. And after like 6 weeks, I got a call and said, I got the part, but at that time I forgot all about it because it's been so long. And at that time, I just landed in Los Angeles. I was still in the plane. So upon like hearing the news, I screamed in the plane. And everyone around me was like really, really confused, especially this professor that was sitting beside me. He was teaching me quantum physics throughout the flight, and he might have thought that, oh, I screamed because I understood what he was teaching me about, but no, I didn't. I really didn't. It's because of this.
If only he knew he was sitting next to Wonder Woman at that time.
Yeah.
So how about you, Fateh? How did you?
Getting this movie, actually, this movie is passed down by the DC production team. As we know, Galera has been in the previous movie from the DC Extended Universe, which is Batman vs Superman, the last movie. So she's been in quite doing a lot of scenes, and it hits the box office splendidly. So it was like passing down to me by the DC team to make a new and sort of directing a new movie from the same universe, DC Extended Universe.
Okay. So actually, how long did it take for you well to learn the stunts because it was so good and it kept me on pins and needles like throughout the movie.
So, let's just say, I put in a lot of hours into, and effort and time was put into preparing for the role. So, I put in many hours into training, such as fight choreography, fighting with swords, horseback riding. I did horseback riding, which was very difficult. I thought it was really easy, but it isn't. And put in a lot of hours in the gym as well. So, let's just say to wrap it up, I put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into preparing for this role.
Okay, so next up, Fateh. How was it like to be directing an action movie, especially with the World War and history essence to it? Is it your first time?
Actually, wow, it was so hard, I tell you. Actually, I was in doubt at first because this movie, which is the Batman vs Superman movie, did a great job. It was daunting for me because I didn't think that maybe this one moment can hit and be like how Batman vs Superman movie will do, but I think
It was a huge challenge.
because this is we having a one Gadot as the main lead, so it's like we need to do a lot of things and did a great research before doing this movie. So it's like I need to go back to square one, studying history, which is something I like very much. Wow. And you should, because this Wonder Woman, as we know, will be going back retrospectively in time. So I need to make sure all the details regarding the history of World War One and the chronology of the other historical events. So I need to make sure it fits perfectly with the timeline in the Wonder Woman movie.
Alright, that's pretty interesting. So right now, actually, if you all know, we have our crew in one of the local theatres. They're waiting there to actually interview the public and get some live reviews for you. So are you guys excited?
I'm kind of nervous to hear what they have to say, but I'm excited.
I think it's time to go.
Look forward. Bring the cat out of the bed.
Alright, so let's call Aqhil, who's one of our crew over there. Alright, so Aqhil, can you hear us?
Okay, hi everyone. Thank you, Pavitha, from our studio. So this is where the complex, shopping complex, that nearby to our studio. The purpose that we are here, so we will interview to our audience from the Wonder Woman movie. So let's go.
Yeah. H.
Okay. So
Hi. Okay. Today in our interviewing session, we will introduce you to people here. Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Fateh.
Fateh, and
My name is Arnold.
Arnold. Okay. What is your opinion about the main character, which is Diana, aka Wonder Woman? Yeah, it's a main character, and also the antagonist character, which is Arius, right?
Arius,
Yeah. Okay, so what is your opinion about them?
Well, originally I think about Diana is really naive, but the way she really upheld the justice, overall, her growth from naive but strong character to more complex character, and the whole journey in World War II, really see her grow to more three-dimensional character.
Yeah.
While the villain Arius, unfortunately, even though he's pretty threatening, I prefer him to have more screen time, I guess. I mean, action-packed wise, it's really amazing. I think it's one of the few action movies I really enjoy. I usually prefer like detective genre and things like that, but in this case, I really like Arius' performance. But yeah, I just wish we have more of him, I guess.
So from his comment, I really excited to watch this movie. But I want to confirm one thing: the graphic of this movie. Some of the movie have a very low quality on graphic. So I don't want to upset myself before I watch this movie. So I want to ask your opinion about the graphic of this movie.
I think the CGI quality, I think it's fine. It's not that bad. I think personally I enjoy it. I didn't even notice that much because it was so action-packed, really well done camera works, I guess, by the movie themselves.
Oh. It's so exciting. Wow.
So yeah, I know, right? Okay. So when you already watched this movie, so do you think that this movie, how can this movie can compete with other action movie that already have been something like trendy, kind of trendy in this era, right? Yeah, many action movies. Yeah. So what do you think?
I think this that it's collaborating. It's also collaborating with other DC characters by sharing the same universe. Yeah. It's also bring back the old memories who love DC comics, you know. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So for both of you,
Yeah.
that after you watch the movie, there's many movies that will deliver their message from this movie, from the other movie, like there are moral stories in the other movie. So what do you think that this Wonder Woman movie, Wonder Woman, want to deliver it to the message?
I think personally, the biggest word is again hope. This girl is being underestimated by everyone. Like you cannot do it, ours doesn't exist, things like that. You cannot bring a peace because war is not made by one person; it's made by a whole country. And I think we should understand that. But one way to look at it is that even if you know it's impossible, it's worth trying.
How about you?
For me, I got the things. The first, I got that the war doesn't solve problems. It makes something worse. And the second is I got it when Aries versus Wonder Woman scene. I got that it doesn't what you deserve, but it what you believe.
This kind of deep message.
Yeah.
So this is already like the end of our interview. So before we ask you about a few more questions, so I want to ask you about this movie that I want you to describe one words that symbolize this movie.
Epic.
Okay.
So I recommend this movie to other DC lovers.
Well, I guess for action movie lovers, even if you are not really an action movie lovers, I guess, especially for action movie lovers, the action is badass. That's what it is.
Okay, before we call it a day, I want to ask you a very important question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask you too about the rating about this movie. Can you give a rating from your heart?
Well, personally speaking, I will give it an 8. It's a really satisfying experience. Overall, it was really fun to watch with my family.
4.8.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's so we can see from their comment. So good movie, and yeah, it's so good.
It's epic, dude.
Yeah, it's epic. Thank you for cooperate with us, and we are sorry because we interrupt your day, your enjoy day. Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much.
Enjoy.
Okay, hang with you there. Yeah. So, can you see with their face, with their tone of their voice, they are so excited about this movie. And from the comment, we can see that this movie is very good for family movie, for we watch movie with our friend.
So I think we will go back to studio from Pavitha. So that's all from our interview from audience in this session. So go back to Pavitha.
Thank you.
So I think that you guys can actually take a chill pill now because obviously the movie is amazing and everyone loves it.
Wow.
And
Thank God.
thank God. So you guys must have actually like gone through a lot throughout the making of the movie. So what were like some of the challenges that you faced?
Yeah.
So throughout the movie, throughout the filming process, I was pregnant.
You were pregnant?
Yeah, I was pregnant. So
You didn't expect that.
yeah, it wasn't that obvious anymore. But throughout the filming as the filming progressed, my stomach grew along with it, right? So there are scenes where I had to refilm so that with like the green screen on my stomach, so that we can edit out the bump, so it wouldn't be that long.
So you were having your child inside all the while?
all the while doing all the stunts by myself. So they were doing acrobats in my stomach.
She must have had a really, really awesome ride inside.
Yeah. Another challenge that I faced was like we were filming in London for the movie, so at that time it was winter. So there are scenes. It was like freezing cold, especially in London. So there are scenes where I was in water in the sea. So you can imagine how cold it is in this.
Especially with that costume.
Yes, exactly. I had frostbite at one point.
You really take your blood, sweat, and tears, right?
Yeah, I did. Literally take my blood, sweat, and tears.
Okay,
But it's
so
worth it. It's worth it.
how about you?
Right.
What was the biggest challenge you had?
If you were to ask me about the challenges and the barrier that I have to face throughout this movie, well, I think it is daunting me is that how do I succeed in making a movie, a high budget movie, by a female woman like me? Because I think most of the movies out there are directed by men, and it's like, wow, I need to have, it challenged me a lot. And so I just brush off the thoughts and just rephrase the sentence by how do I succeed in making this movie, period. So I need to put myself before everyone else and just ignore everything regarding me and the perspective and the thoughts of sexism as a female.
Right, so have you guys heard of the Friendly Neighborhood Wonder Woman?
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you do know that there's a Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, right? So while you as a Wonder Woman are busy fighting bigger evil villains, we thought that it would come in a little handy for you to have an assistant to handle all the minor problems, to cover all the local issues while you're fighting gods.
Yeah, what? yeah. I think it does sound quite handy to have someone.
I think you guys might be a little confused right now, so
It actually is.
yeah, it does.
Okay.
I mean, not it, but she does. But then, so I think since you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, I will just directly introduce you guys to your assistant. So are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Hello bro, what's up?
Hey,
Yo.
Fateh.
So, what are we going today?
I have no idea. Do you have any?
Yes, you know what's it? You see that bicycle?
Okay, looks nice.
It's so beautiful.
Okay.
So, let's telling it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Excuse me, is that your bike?
If it's not, why would this do?
You won't see? I even might bring my equipment to steal it.
I think it's best if you guys stop it right there.
Why? If not, what do you think you can do, huh?
A few moments later.
Alright, so how was it guys?
Interesting concept.
Wow.
Never seen such a thing in real life, but
But still, it was kind of unexpected to be like that.
I'll take that as you enjoyed that.
it's Patty Jenkins approved.
So right now I think it's time we've reached the end of the episode, and I think it's time for us to wrap up the show. But for a change, I would like the both of you to wrap up instead. So what would you like to say?
Okay, so all in all, if you guys haven't watched already, Wonder Woman, I really hope that you guys can make the time to go to the movies and watch Wonder Woman, because it's we already put a lot of time and effort into filming this movie. So especially Patty Jenkins, she's been working really hard on this movie. So I really hope you guys enjoy it.
From me, personally, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank everyone for either the spectators or even my crew. So it's like we had a lot of time together and we very enjoyed in this entire movie and in making this movie and film. So you can maybe buy DVDs or Blu-rays or CDs and having a new night in your home watching this DC movie again and again. Thank you so
And
much.
leave a review on Rotten Tomatoes while you're at it. Leave a review on Rotten Tomatoes, guys. You heard that. So thank you for watching this episode and see you next time.
Gadot with somehow transgender Kathy Jenkins here, and Scott Gadot, which suddenly she doesn't have an accent for some reason.
Just stop playing too.
Okay.
Alright.
1, 2, 3.
Aku cakap dulu ke?
Bodoh. Yeah. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dialau.
Ya. Tu kat, yang tadi kat. Tak lah.
The amount of lighting. Hi guys. And that's a wrap.